In the remote waters of the Bering Sea, where the frozen winds howl and the waves crash relentlessly, a rescue team embarked on a treacherous mission. Their task was to locate a passenger liner that had mysteriously vanished for decades ago, leaving behind nothing but whispers of a sinister fate that had befallen its crew and passengers. It was a moonless night, the biting cold seeping into their bones, as the rescue team approached the colossal vessel that stood eerily still amidst the unforgiving sea. The ship, known as the SS Malevolent, was a relic of a bygone era, a haunting reminder of the unknown that lurked just beyond the veil of time. As the rescue team boarded the ship, their footsteps echoed through the hollow corridors, a symphony of trepidation. The air hung heavy with a suffocating sense of apprehension, blending with the stale odor of decay that clung to the abandoned vessel. The dilapidated interiors whispered chilling secrets. Walls adorned with faded photographs of those who once traversed these halls, their smiles now nothing more than haunting fragments of the past. They soon discovered a logbook, pages yellowed with age, chronicling a journey that took an unsettling turn. The entries spoke of strange happenings, of crew members succumbing to an unexplained malevolence that gripped the ship like a vice. The accounts grew more and more harrowing as the journey progressed, the ominous presence deepening with each passing day. As the rescue team delved further into the ship's history, they unearthed tales of ghastly apparitions that stalked the decks, their wails piercing the darkest corners of the vessel. Crew members were consumed by an insatiable madness, turning on each other with a ferocity born of desperation and fear. Whispers spread among the rescue team, fueled by their growing unease. Shadows danced and swirled along the walls, as if a spectral audience awaited their moment to strike. The eerie silence was shattered by the sound of creaking floorboards, as if the ship itself groaned under the weight of the darkness that resided within. As they navigated the labyrinthine passageways, they became aware of an otherworldly presence, a malevolent energy that sought to dismantle their sanity. Hallucinations plagued their minds, distorting reality and blurring the line between the living and the dead. Echoes of anguished screams pierced the desolate corridors, a chilling reminder of the horrors that unfolded on this ill-fated floating fortress. Now, the rescue team found themselves entangled in a deadly dance with the unknown. Every breath they took seemed to echo through the ship, revealing their presence to the malevolent forces that had long claimed this vessel as their own. They were no longer saviors, but prisoners of the darkness, forced to confront unspeakable horrors etched deep into the ship's haunted essence. In the unforgiving depths of the SS Malevolent, the rescue team pressed forward, their every step a test of nerve and resolve. Whispers seemed to follow them, their chilling words offering glimpses into the torment that had consumed the ship all those years ago. As they ventured deeper into the belly of the vessel, they stumbled upon a hidden chamber, its entrance concealed by a sinister tapestry of decay and cobwebs. The room exuded an inexplicable darkness, a palpable void that threatened to consume all who dared enter. Within its confines, they discovered a collection of weathered journals, their spines cracked from the weight of forgotten sins. Pages filled with desperate pleas and remorseful confessions beckoned the rescuers to unearth the truth buried within the bowels of the ship. Each passage unveiled a new layer of horror, a revelation that threatened to shatter their sanity. One by one, members of the rescue team began to succumb to the relentless onslaught of the ship's malevolent presence. Their minds grew fragile, fractured by the weight of the past that surged unrelenting through the ship's veins. At night, whispers echoed through their dreams, shaping nightmares that blended seamlessly with the twisted reality they now traversed. Their battles against the unknown intensified, spirits emerging from the mist to torment their every step. Shadows danced and twisted, their movements mirroring the unyielding chaos that had consumed the ship decades ago. Rusted metal groaned, walls whipped a spectral anguish, and the very foundation of the ship seemed to shudder with an icy touch that defied explanation. Within this nightmarish labyrinth, the lines between the living and the dead blurred. The rescue team found themselves questioning their own existence, their souls tested against a malevolence that transcended mortality itself. Surrounded by the ghosts of the past, they fought for survival as the ship crushed their spirits and unleashed its insidious wrath. As the remaining members of the rescue team pressed deeper into the cursed SS Malevolent, their senses heightened with a mix of terror and determination. Every flickering light and creak of the vessel's time-worn structure seemed to conspire against them, drenching the air with a suffocating malevolence. The ship's secrets unfurled like dark tendrils, weaving a tapestry of despair that tightened around their very souls. They discovered hidden chambers, forbidden sanctuaries where unspeakable rituals had taken place, leaving behind a residue of evil that clung to the air. Whispers grew louder, echoing through the decaying corridors, their sinister messages worming their way into the collective psyche of the team. Shadows twisted and writhed, mocking their futile attempts to stay grounded in reality. One by one, their numbers dwindled as the entity that held the ship in its thrall claimed its victims. Madness clung to their every thought, threatening to consume their last flicker of hope. The line between friend and foe blurred, their shared ordeal evolving into a disintegration of trust and a battle against the elemental darkness. The ship itself seemed alive, shifting and rearranging its labyrinthine structure, transforming their path into a maze of despair. They found themselves lost within their own nightmares, reliving the ship's harrowing past. Their own fears manifested in ghastly apparitions that clawed at their sanity. With each step deeper into the abyss, the rescue team could feel the ruthless grip of the unknown tightening around their hearts. Their minds became a battleground, the boundary between reality and hallucination growing thin. They clung desperately to their dwindling resolve, armed with little more than fragments of the past and flickering fragments of hope. And now, on the precipice of uncovering the truth that had eluded them for so long, the rescue team was left with a final choice: to surrender to the wretched fate that awaited them in the darkened recesses of the SS Malevolent, or summon the strength and will to face the horrors that lurked within and emerge victorious, freeing the trapped souls that yearned for salvation. With their hearts pounding in their chests, the remaining members of the rescue team ventured into the heart of the SS Malevolent. The ship seemed to groan under the weight of their presence, as if the ancient vessel itself fought against their intrusion. Amidst an engulfing darkness, they discovered a hidden chamber, illuminated by a single flickering lantern. At its center stood a cryptic altar, adorned with cryptic symbols that pulsed with a wicked energy. Something ancient and powerful slumbered within the room's confines, a force that had tainted the ship since its inception. As they approached the altar, the air grew heavy with foreboding, suffocating their every breath. Their trembling hands reached for a relic, a key they believed would unlock the ship's darkest secrets. But as their fingers made contact, an unholy rumble shook the vessel, stirring the relentless storm that surrounded them. Suddenly, the ship erupted in chaos. False walls crumbled, revealing cavernous voids, and hellish creatures emerged from the depths, their twisted forms reflecting the ship's tormented past. An ethereal fog enveloped the rescue team, distorting their vision and planting seeds of doubt. But within the crucible of terror, a spark of resilience ignited. The remaining members fought back, wielding their wavering courage like a weapon. Their cries echoed through the ship, challenging the relentless forces that sought to obliterate their presence. The battle raged on, the rescue team and the ship's dark inhabitants locked in a deadly dance. Blood spilled, both from the living and the restless souls trapped within the malevolent vessel. Their struggle sent tremors through the ship, threatening to tear it apart at its corroded seams. As the minutes stretched into hours, the rescue teams will remain unbroken. They pushed forward, bodies battered and hearts pounding, determined to liberate the ship from its malevolent grip. With each decisive blow, the darkness waned, weakened by the indomitable spirit of those who refused to succumb to its tyranny. And then, as if the heavens themselves answered their rallying cries, a brilliant light burst through the storm-laden skies. The ship shook violently, its bowels convulsing in a final, desperate effort to reclaim its dominion. But the light prevailed, cutting through the suffocating darkness and casting its cleansing glow upon the ship's forsaken hulls. In that moment of respite, the rescue team knew their battle was nearing its end. They pressed on, driven by the flickering flame of hope, until the final vestiges of evil were vanquished from the once cursed vessel. With its tormentors defeated and its haunting legacy shattered, the USS Malevolent stood as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. As the rescue team emerged from the depths, their faces marked by both victory and sacrifice, they carried with them the knowledge that they had vanquished the unknown, pushing back against an insidious darkness that had threatened to devour them. But what lays beyond the triumphant moment of their battle, as they look upon the ship's desolate expanse, is a question that will linger. Will their victory be the end of the SS Malevolent's tortured chapter? Or was this merely a temporary reprieve? As the dust settles and the waves calm, only time will reveal the true fate that awaits those who dare to challenge the malevolence that dwells in that distant part of the Bering Sea.